labor chorus is in the house. I see voter education is in the house. The unions are in the house. This is a really frightening room. Because you are so active. I remember a few years ago, and I'm sure all of you have done this, is going to the union truck that is every single year right near where the horror of the Triangle Fire took place. And you look up at that building, I know May's been there, you look up at that building, and you can picture the women and all the horror that went on that day. And I have a couple of staff members who are now adults, but they were students at NYU. And they actually said that going to class in that building is something very special. You kind of don't forget, even as an NYU student, all of the history and what people struggled for. And so it's always important, I think, for all of us to be here today and remember the fire on the actual day. And every time I walk by that, as you do, you think about the labor movement struggles, you think about the women, and that's why today is so very special. So I'm just here to say you have picked some phenomenal honorees. You have picked people who have been doing this for a very long time. And so for me in 2014, two things. One is memories should never die. Things like this should never be forgotten. We have to keep coming back again and again so we don't forget.
And I would also like to acknowledge Clara, Lemlich's daughter, who also joined us each and every year at the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. Rita Margolis, please. Because tonight I have a job and a task that's incredibly a pleasure for me to do, and that is to present an award to Agnes Wong, whom I've known since shortly after she got here, when she came to the United States in 1974. So I am very, very pleased and honored to be able to present the award, the first award, the Clara Lemlich Award of 2014 to Agnes Wong.
Is your name Perry? Yeah. Perry, you came up here with your family members and you were crying. Well, let me tell you, today's my dad's birthday. And before we arrived here, we sung happy birthday to him. He's 88 years old today, and he was crying with such joy and happiness and feelings and emotions. And so that's good. And I say to you, it's good. You understand? And it's all good. And so we were just so happy that my dad is still alive and that we can celebrate his 88th birthday with him. And I thank you for being here tonight. That's important. That's about family and about unity together. You agree? I know my colleague Gail Brewer agrees. But tonight they asked me to honor two, in my opinion, very humble, very modest, very focused individuals. And in fact, if you turn to your program, you can see by looking at them, they are sisters. And that's a fact. And if you don't know, they were written up in all of the papers, New York Times, our local papers, about the first recycling program ever in New York City for any NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority development. And there's approximately 600,000 people that live in public housing in New York City. The first ever recycling program was started by these two leaders, two sisters that work hard for the community in the city of New York, Sarah Martin and Joan Levine. Give them a hand.
You have plastic, you have paper, you have garbage. Which bag would that go in?
Michael Miller, and I am proud to say that my great-grandmother is Clara Lemlich. Although I am too young to have met Clara, I admire her bravery, courage, and her ability to stand up for what she believed in. I recently learned that as a child, Clara was forbidden to speak or read Russian by her very religious parents, but that never stopped her. Since she was fluent in Yiddish, she wrote letters for illiterate mothers to send to their children in America and gained money to buy books to help her learn Russian. It is this rebellious nature that I love, and And it was this revolutionary personality that created change and made her the person I look up to.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so honored to be in the presence of such amazing women activists. So how often do you meet a 93-year-old who, in a week's schedule, attends meetings at the United Nations and fundraises for organizations like Peace Action New York State and the Executive Committee of the UN Department of Public Information, and my mentor, Judy.
It's also a real personal honor to present the Lemlich, I guess they're the Oscars, these are the Lemlichs, to Jane Kalmus. And I'm also privileged to accept the award on her behalf. As Esther said, she's under the weather, she's fighting another battle, she's doing very well with it, but she sends her regards that she wasn't able to be here this evening.
And we've been doing this now for 4 years, and this is the first year it dawned on us, and we can't figure out why it didn't dawn on us earlier, that we should have looked for somebody who used math and science in their social justice struggles. So we are honored to invite Marilyn to speak.
In a short period of time, I'm going to try to give you some insight into one aspect of using math for social justice, and that's understanding what the numbers mean, what the sizes of the numbers mean.
Wow, well, when Esther asked me to speak about the Remember the Triangle Fire Coalition, I thought I would have a lot that I had to say by this point in the program, but Perry Rosenstein, you pretty much said it all right at the beginning. He said, we must never forget, and we have to continue to work now together. I mean, and that's basically what the coalition is about. And when we formed the coalition, it was called the Remember the Triangle Fire Coalition because we needed people, we thought, to be educated about Triangle and about the outrage that happened. But already tonight, I've heard Edgar Romney, I've heard Gail Brewer, I've heard Perry Rosenstein, I've heard a couple people refer to the Triangle Fire. How many people know about the Triangle Fire history here? Yeah, I don't think I need to tell anybody here about the Triangle Fire. Look for us online, www.rememberthetrianglefire.org.
I am proud to present one of the new entrants into that hallowed circle of pioneers in the labor and women's movement ongoing struggle for a better world, Clara Lemlich Award winner,